Our movement is ascendant right now. And look, there's lots of things that people can do to try to throw us off. By the way, if I was a Democrat, do you know what I would do? I would plant a bunch of fake stories saying that your vote doesn't count. If I was a Democrat, I would plant a bunch of fake stories saying that the Turks are hacking our election system. If I was a Democrat, I would say that the Russians are manipulating your voting data. Don't take the bait. Just keep the early voting surge going. Ignore all of these stories, everybody. You think about it. If you were a Democrat or if you were a really bad actor and you see the early voting surge happening in Arizona, in Wisconsin, and you're seeing it happening in Georgia and North Carolina, if you're seeing that surge, what is the way that you could stop the surge? You could stop the surge by sowing seeds of doubt and getting people to sit at home. They're in panic mode. So don't take any of that bait. I guarantee you that there's going to be some of these people coming out. Oh, well, Charlie, don't you know that our votes are getting zapped out to a satellite and that the North Koreans are able to hack our votes? And then enough of that stuff, okay? Enough. We need to go chase ballots and drive turnout. I don't have any patience for that right now because we're too busy trying to win this thing, not talk about how the Venezuelans are hacking our voting grid or whatever fiction they're trying to put forward. Let's play cut 14. Look at this news. This shows right here why the Democrats are nervous. This shows right here why the Democrats are in panic mode. You have to sustain the surge, find new voters, get first-time voters, get your kids. And by the way, let me say the other thing. Make sure your home is voting in harmony. Make sure your wife is voting for Trump. Make sure your husband is voting for Trump. Make sure your kids are voting for Trump. Your whole house has to vote as a unit. Play cut 14.
But based on the likely partisanship of the voters that we've seen so far, we're seeing more Republicans as a share of the electorate than Democrats. Take a look at that. 4 years ago, less than a third, only 32% of people that had voted so far were Republicans. That's up 6 points so far this cycle. Now, that could be a sign of enthusiasm among Republicans. It could be because Donald Trump is sometimes at least supporting early voting. And it may be that these are voters they're going to vote anyway on Election Day. But the bottom line is that people are voting and they're enthusiastic about this race. In Pennsylvania, we've seen Republicans so far ahead of the 2020 pace. Again, Democrats are still a larger share of early voters, but there are more Republicans in just about all of the states where we've seen significant votes so far.
New Republican voter registration data in the last week absolutely crushed Democrat. By the way, late Republican voter registration is a very good sign. Elon Musk just put on X or Twitter 27.7 thousand Republicans versus 12,000 Democrats, a near 3 times difference between Republican and Democrat. New Republican voter registration last week in Pennsylvania absolutely crushed them. Keep your eye on the prize. We must translate this enthusiasm to getting the ballots into boxes. And right now we are doing that. And you guys deserve phenomenal credit. You guys deserve real encouragement because you guys are doing the work. And I'm receiving your emails, freedom@charliekirk.com. And many of you did what I asked you to do, and you found one new voter. I personally chased 6 new ballots this weekend, on top of everything else we're doing. But you know what? It wasn't even people in the Turning Point Action mobile app. It was just people in my circle. I said, have you voted? Oh, I'm getting to it. I said, no. We're not doing that. You're voting right now. You're going to vote right now. And yes, you must be a nag. You must hassle people. In-person early voting is available in Arizona. In-person early voting is available in Georgia. In-person early voting is available in North Carolina. You have to be a pest. Are all of your ballots coming in? When are you voting? Get your ballot in the system. You must create this noise that makes it a fever pitch. That is the test ahead of us. There are 15 days of voting until voting ends. I think we should need to suspend with the term election day. We can call it election night. We just need to say there's 15 days left in this election. That's it. There's 15 days of voting left. 15 days of voting left. How will you look back at the time that you spent during this election? Just find one more person, 2 more people, 3 more people. It's 2 weeks to stop the spread of liberalism. We have 2 weeks to stop the spread.